tonight. Jessica Mellon is an executive committee member and a senior agent associate for the University of Maryland Extension. Barry Hartung serves as a board member and works as a reading specialist at Westside Elementary School. Lisa Edwards is our board chairperson, and she's the talent manager at IBM. And Todd Shipway is the president of React, and he works remotely as the vice president of technical operations at Metropolis IO while living here in Allegany County. I also want to recognize the other members of React who are attending this evening. Our board of directors, Autumn Becker. On our board of directors, Autumn Becker is the director of Western Maryland IT Center of Excellence at Allegany County, Allegany College of Maryland. Melissa Kay, who is the Tech Infusion Specialist and coordinator of the PTech program for Allegany County Public Schools. Nick Burkett, who's the science teacher and makerspace director at Bishop Walsh. And John Tobe, who's the director of Allegany County Library System. We also have React members Jeannie Gibbons, Carrie Pannoni, and Chase Kirby. It's great to have you all. And now I'm going to talk a little bit about our vision and our mission. So React was created by teachers, parents, and STEM professionals to provide our community with something it was missing, a bridge between great students and great local STEM jobs. Our goal is not to prepare our youth to go to college and leave the area. We want to prepare our area to attract the jobs that will give our kids a chance to stay here if they so choose. So our vision, our mission is just a second here. We seek to develop engaging and fun robotics learning and character building activities for all young people throughout Allegany County. And we challenge students to use critical thinking, collaboration, and communication skills to address real world problems. Robotics is highly engaging to teach. Teachers can create unlimited hands-on, self-directed learning activities, and they're challenging and they're fun. Youth robotics promotes computational thinking, which is, it involves developing a logical sequential set of directions that can be carried out by a computer. And robotics education also provides us with many opportunities to promote the skills that employers say their hires are most in need of, skills that enable workers to collaborate, communicate, and work together to solve problems on the job. We see our role as twofold. First, we are a reliable, innovative STEM education resource. We are the people who either provide a STEM learning experience or know a partner organization who does. In this role, React promotes a diverse set of opportunities and eliminates duplication of effort. Second, we streamline the funding process for these valuable and expensive programs. We take the burden of fundraising off the shoulders of schools, community groups, and competition teams so the teachers and coaches are free to focus on being great mentors.
React is committed to increasing diversity in the STEM fields, and we know to make a change like that, we need to increase robotics access for all youth. Thanks to strong support from our local schools, all third graders in the county receive 6 hours of 4-H robotics lessons taught by the University of Maryland Extension 4-H. It is our hope that we can get kids hooked on robotics during those 6 hours and also to give them the confidence they need to pursue robotics at the next level. React has worked hard in the last 4 years to give all county students the opportunity to join competitive teams at the elementary, middle, and high school levels. In addition, we're reaching out to collaborate with community groups to increase participation from groups of students who are historically underrepresented in STEM fields. Donations from our generous corporate and individual sponsors enable React to continue this work to achieve equity. Todd, I think we lost that slide, but our next Our next slide is we actually have a video now prepared by one of our React members, Jeannie Gibbons, and her two sons to give you a preview of what React has accomplished in our past 4 years.
Hi, we want to tell you a little bit about React, or Robotics and Engineering in Allegany County together. React is awesome! It is a nonprofit organization which provides STEM education funding for school-aged children and youth. Our goals are simple but lofty: to remove barriers that prevent students from reaching their STEM goals by providing robotics equipment, coaches, space, and funding for teams in our economically disadvantaged area. Located in rural Appalachia, Allegany County, Maryland is separated from most of our state by mountains. With Mineral County, West Virginia to our south and Bedford County, Pennsylvania to our north, we are surrounded by other underserved communities whose children have obstacles to overcome as well. In January of 2017, a group of adults, seeing that many students in our area had dreams of succeeding in a modern world, gathered to form React. Since that first meeting, many things have happened. We are excited. We are learning and doing things that a few years ago were not possible. Then 2020 arrived and coronavirus hit. Everything started to close up. Businesses and schools went virtual. Sports and extracurricular events were canceled. And we wondered what would happen with our robotics teams. Thankfully, React continued to innovate. They came up with solutions to keep us kids learning and engaged with our team members and coaches. They decided to move forward with 2 virtual competitive options for 2020 since we could not meet in person. Coder Z, which was designed to be virtual, and First Lego League, which was busy adapting to meeting online. React gathered coaches, lent equipment to students, and continue to meet virtually to monitor team progress and provide support. In the face of the greatest medical crisis of our lives, React had 2 teams from our county make it to the Coder Z 2020 playoffs using their coding skills. React is also supporting 3 First Lego League teams who, with the help of their awesome coaches, are working to complete virtually at the state qualifier this summer. Are there challenges? Yes, but we are smart. We are motivated, and we are committed to showing the world that kids from Allegany County, Maryland can succeed under adversity. With help from React, we can learn to do anything and go anywhere. In a few short years, React has done a lot, but we want to do more. To be truly competitive, we need a dedicated building where teams can meet, store equipment, host events, and make plans. We want to reach more volunteers in our community to coach, teach, and to supervise events. We have plans, but we need your support to purchase, renovate, and maintain a building. We have dreams of a mobile robotics lab that can access students when they cannot access us. We have dreams, and they are within reach. We have found a building that is ideal for us. We have met with professionals who know what needs to be done in order for it to meet our needs. But we need your help. We are raising funds and seeking support, but we need more. If React has taught us anything, it is that we can rise up as a community to do great things. Hopefully by now you can see the great things React is doing and want to contribute. There are many ways you can help. None of this could have happened without community support from businesses and people like you. Thank you. Please support React so kids like us can keep learning new things. You can donate or contact us here.
Although 2020 presented some formidable challenges to an organization that prides itself on hands-on education, REACT remained committed to our mission. Thanks to 76 community volunteers, more than 40 coaches, and the incredible assistance of our Alleghany College of Maryland hosts, REACT held our very own first LEGO League qualifier in January of 2020. First LEGO League, or FLL, is a 4th through 8th grade competition league created by the FIRST organization. This event featured 20 county teams and over 150 students. Some of you attending this evening were there, and I believe we can all agree that it was a phenomenal day for youth robotics in Allegany County. 4 of our teams then advanced to the Maryland State FLL tournament, and 2 of our teams were recognized at the state level. Also in early 2020, prior to the transition to virtual schooling, introductory 4-H robotics lessons were taught in 6 schools, reaching 218 youth. Summer is typically REACT's 4-H robotics season, with teams preparing in the spring and competing at a qualifier at the Allegany County Fair, and then to the state tournament at the Maryland State Fair. In 2020, we pivoted to 3 virtual robotics challenges for area youth that were designed to develop the same skills that traditional robotics competitions include, such as coding, engineering, and technical drawing. 37 youth and 9 coaches participated virtually. In the fall, we typically transition to FIRST robotics competitions. This fall, 3 of our FLL teams participated in socially distanced robotics through the use of ingenuity, tenacity, and webcams. We had 2 additional teams compete in the inaugural Coder Z Junior League, a virtual worldwide robotics coding competition, with both teams advancing to the televised playoff rounds in December. In a year when teachers and students everywhere had to learn how to learn virtually, REACT safely provided many enriching robotics education opportunities to our area youth.
Now that 2020 is behind us, we look forward to great things in 2021. Here are our more immediate goals. Although we've organized competition leagues for 4th through 12th graders that a large number of students can participate in, we still have room to grow. We would like to see robotics programs and teams in all of our schools in Allegany County, from elementary to high schools. We plan to recruit and train new coaches, particularly in the few schools who've yet to establish a team or program, in order to offer the benefits of robotics to all ACPS students. Currently, all of the teams sponsored by REACT have consisted of 4th through 12th graders. However, we would like to explore the possibility of adding STEM programs that serve students as young as kindergarten. First, the organization that runs the First LEGO League also has robotics programs for K through 3 students entitled FLL Discover and FLL Explore. We plan to recruit and train volunteers to form and coach teams in these leagues as well. We also look to further our collaborations with ACPS and reach out to other community organizations as well to provide additional coding, robotics, and technology camps. This year, ACPS elementary and middle school summer programs, which currently will be open to all students, will be integrating robotics with math, science, and language arts activities. REACT is helping to develop a robotics technology curriculum and is providing leadership for these programs. We are also looking beyond this year and would like to share with you our long-term goals. First, we would like to create a more sustainable model of operations. We would greatly benefit from consistent funding that is less reliant upon annual grants, so that we can plan beyond year to year. As we expand our footprint in Allegany County, we need more volunteers to join REACT and to take on responsibilities. We also need to strengthen our ability to recruit and train enough coaches to serve every interested student. We want to focus more upon equity and inclusion, which involves reaching out beyond the public school system to homeschooled students and community groups. Further, we are considering a mobile technology lab, similar to the Arts Bus or those utilized by the county library system, to reach out to children lacking the resources to attend our events. Although we've already had high school robotics teams in the county, we would like to establish an advanced all-star county team consisting of highly motivated and experienced high school students to compete in FIRST robotics competition, the top tier of competitive robotics in FIRST.
We have many volunteer opportunities like planning, organizing, or running annual fundraisers like dinners, bake sales, or maybe a Christmas tech toy sale. Maybe think about donating your professional skills to help us. Or corporate volunteerism. IBM and AES has had many volunteers. We have some more volunteer opportunities could also include mentoring FLL Discover and FLL Explore teams, coaching FIRST and 4-H teams, 3rd through 12th grade, maybe volunteering as a judge, a referee, or organizer of our FLL and 4-H robotics tournaments. We also have numerous sponsorship opportunities. Think about sponsoring a team, maybe sponsor part of a competition or part of a summer camp. Any form of sponsorship is greatly appreciated. The community members and corporations listed on this slide have already contributed to our organization with monetary or in-kind donations in 2021. Thank you so much for your support. We spend every dollar donated to REACT on the youth we serve. Our program budget for 2021 is just over $48,000. And Todd is about to tell you about a new project that we really need your help with. We would appreciate any donation and your help spreading the word about our organization's work.
From day one, REACT has had a long-term goal of acquiring a building to serve as our base of operations and provide our students with a place to flourish. We always knew that when many young students we coached on elementary and middle school teams fell in love with robotics and moved up to the senior high level, we would need to find a space large enough to house teams that would compete at this highest level. This level of robotics requires a much larger playing field with access to a lot more resources. We're calling this project the RISE Project, the REACT Institute for STEM Education. 4 years ago, REACT developed specifications for an ideal facility, and we found one, finally, that checks all the boxes. The former Parish Hall of Saints Peter and Paul Catholic Church, which is located at 120 Fayette Street, fits our needs and gives us plenty of room to grow. Among this building's best features is a wide open, unobstructed space on the main floor that will provide us with ample room for an advanced high school robotics team to fabricate and test its large robots. On the lower floor, there is space to hold classes and meetings. In addition, this building has plenty of parking and bathrooms to accommodate our summer camps and evening open houses. We have started a capital campaign to fund the purchase and renovation of this building. We currently have a few donors kicking off that campaign, but as always, could use some more. We're thrilled with the opportunity this building will offer us to reach much more students with engaging and fun robotics education experiences. Up next is Maryland Delegate Mike McKay to say a few words.
Hi, Delegate Mike McKay, the father of a couple of students you at the REACT program have taught and they really thoroughly enjoy. My family really understands the importance of REACT in our community, and I am very, very proud that the delegation is supporting the $150,000 legislative bond initiative. We're going to try to get 75 on the Senate side and 75 on the House side. And hopefully here later in March, we're going to have more of an update if we see that that's going to come to fruition. I really feel good about it. I think we're in a good posture and look forward to getting back with you to tell you that we have been able to reward the REACT program in Allegany County. Your mission of improving college and workforce readiness in Allegany County is such needed in our community. I just want to say thank you for bringing this idea to us. Hopefully we'll have good news, but from Annapolis, stay tuned.
Okay, well, you can see our website address there and our Facebook address So you can reach out in either way if you like, but right now we want you to reach out with some questions. Really appreciated the comments in the chat. Are there any questions that you have that you would like to have us answer? We tried to keep our presentation short, but you're welcome to ask anything now. We've got lots of time.
Doug would like to know when the building will go live.
By going live, you mean when will we be able to get in and work with kids there? We aren't really sure. We've got renovation plans going on. Buck Belt, Carl Belt has been working. They've been donating their time to help us get some renovation plans together, and we think that we can get started as soon as we get closed and get a little bit more funding. But we're hoping that in 2022 we can host the first robotics competition team, which is that advanced level of robotics that Garrett County has always done so well in, and they have been able to develop that team because of the space that they've had and the expertise that they've managed to get together to help as coaches.
Tammy would like to know if there's an elementary team at each school in the county, and kind of paired with that, Nina would like to know how many schools and which are still lacking a React team.
Great questions. Last year, which was really the year to think about, because this year has been such a change. This 2020 was such a change in terms of the numbers, but we had 20 teams. We had 2 teams at several schools. Mount Savage School had 2 teams, and Bel Air School had 2 teams. And we were missing teams from 2 schools, Cresaptown and John Humbird. Every other school had Cresaptown was missing 1 too. So every other school had 1 team or more.
Eric would like to know which teams could use more help. And Jeannie also shared that we have community teams for students who are not necessarily enrolled in a public school. But if you could answer Eric's question of which teams could use more help, and then we have a few more questions coming in.
I'm going to hand that one off to Barry. I bet he can give a good answer for that.
Specifically West Side. No, React does provide funds to every school, but honestly, we're all in an equal level of need. Every school can benefit. We do have kits, but they are starting to get a little outdated. Wires are starting to fray. We're almost at the point where things are starting to need replacing. So honestly, any of our teams could benefit from your help.
And also just to piggyback off of that, as we work to rebuild some of the infrastructure that we've lost because of the pandemic, I think we'll probably lose some of the coaches that have worked with us, for so many years, just because their situations have changed. So when we come through to the other side of this, I think we may be looking at rebuilding not necessarily the equipment and the funding, but also the coaching infrastructure that we had built, but that's to be expected. Right. The next question was, do all of the high schools have a team?
Mountain Ridge does not yet have a team. Allegany and Fort Hill have had teams last year in 2020 and 2021. None of the high schools that I know of had a robotics competition.
Bishop Walsh has also hosted they've also hosted FLL and high school teams, but to our knowledge, they're the only private school who has fielded robotics teams.
And just, oh, here we go.
All right. Mark would like to know, as much as we're able to share, how did the opportunity for React to acquire the new building happen? How much needs to be raised in order to, quote, seal the deal? These are wonderful opportunities which don't pop up for maker spaces and youth programs much.
Well, I would like to say that our fundraising really kicked off with a very generous offer from Doug and Betsy Schwab. They got the ball rolling. So I would like to give kudos to them. And they were also willing to say, hey, let everybody else in the community know that we're offering this donation because that just gave our fund drive some credibility. And we haven't reached out to everybody in the community yet. We were really waiting for this event to kick off and then go a little bit more public. But thanks to the Schwabs for being such great community leaders and getting the ball rolling. Also, I can't say enough about our partnership with AES Warrior Run. Sue Rudd and Peter Bates, they're just wonderful partners. They're the kind of partners that we were talking about needing more of with to be sustainable. We just tell them what we're doing and why we want to use the money for children, and they've been able to figure out ways to help us every single time we've come to them. So thank you so much. Yeah, you saw that slide that had all of the volunteers and the sponsors. So we've already gotten off to a really good start. I can't say exactly how much is needed to seal the deal. It's going to happen though. It's definitely going to happen. There's no doubt about it in our minds. So we just want you to join the party basically. But we need your help, but it's going to happen. And again, as Delegate McKay was mentioning, that $150,000, that's going to go a long way. So if anybody wants to, let their representatives in the state house know that you're in favor of that legislative bond initiative passing, that would really help us out too. Although I think they're very good advocates for REACT. Senator Edwards and Delegate McKay both understand what REACT has been doing in the community firsthand. They've seen both Gears in Garrett County and what we've been doing in Allegany County. So we appreciate their support.
But while we're being appreciative, I do think the parents who are on the call, the coaches who are on the call, even just the community members who are on the call, if you know about the passion and the excitement for youth robotics that REACT has, all of that contributes to our growth, to our progress, because it's a community approach, it's a grassroots approach, and once the ball rolls, it just keeps rolling. And if you look back to where we started in 2017 and where we are now, we've come so far because of the strength of our community, the enthusiasm of our community. We can't say enough thank yous for the financial support that we receive, but we also can't say enough thank yous to all of the people who say yes to our programs and yes to our ideas, and who allow us to work with their kids. So we're very appreciative and thankful for all of you, for each of you here.
Second that.
Doesn't look like there are any more questions coming into the chat box, but we are having appreciative messages in the chat box, which is always wonderful. All right. Mike, anything else?
No, I'm just looking at the time and feeling like we did pretty well.
Oh, we did. And everybody loves to have an extra bonus 30 minutes to their evening.
That's right. You didn't know you're going to have that.
But a few folks also are expressing their appreciation in the chat box. But we thank each of you. Thank you for saying yes. Oh, all sorts of happy things, but I won't read them all because each of you can read as well. But thank you for all of those kind words.
And I did want to say that, you know, we'd be happy to stick around if you have specific questions about sponsoring or coaching a team. We can help with in more detail if you'd like to chat.
We'll be here all night, folks.
Oh, that's nice. Nice to hear, Cassie. Thank you.
We have a few more questions coming in. Could Girls Who Code join? I'm not entirely sure what the exact question is, but you mean perhaps partnering that in that way? From my understanding with Girls Who Code, they typically stick with females only. But I will say that many of our partnerships through React are the similar partnerships from Girls Who Code. And Melissa, anytime you want to jump in, or Autumn, anytime you want to jump in, you're certainly welcome to. But Girls Who Code, oh, go ahead, please.
Yes, so if there's a Girls Who Code team, sorry, I'm Miss Melissa Kay. I'm in charge of the Girls Who Code for Allegany County Public Schools. I was on a PTech call, and now I'm jumping over to robotics call, my other second love.
Yeah.
So with the Girls Who Code, yeah, you know, if there's a Girls Who Code club that really wants to do robotics, then we can make it happen.
Yes. Oh, Doug would like to know maybe if perhaps Girls Who Code could use the space.
Oh, that would be a great idea.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sure we can work out some kind of partnership.
We are so excited about partnerships, and React supports all youth who want to do robotics. So whether you're a female, whether you're a male, whether one of our main aims is to increase diversity, increase representation of underrepresented audiences. So while we can't just say what we want girls only, we would be all about supporting Girls Who Code. Melissa, Michelle would like to know how we can get more info on Girls Who Code. If you could chime in.
Need to remember to unmute myself. So I'm typing my email into the chat.
Okay.
And although it's a long day, I can't read the tiny code, CPS. I'll type my email in the chat, and if you have questions about Girls Who Code, just feel free to email me. Last year, we had a Girls Who Code club at every middle school, and this year they're kind of put on hold with the virtual, and students, you know, are focusing a lot of time on their schoolwork. So we're just kind of taking a year off from Girls Who Code this year, but I'm hoping maybe this summer we can do something. There's always, it's a lot of the same people with React. We all work together. It's one big giant team.
Absolutely. And Nina had the question of, what does sponsorship consist of?
We have had sponsors. When we talk about sponsors and donors, we don't really have specific levels or requests. That's why when Lisa was talking about opportunities, we really want to leave that open to where you're drawn to for support. If you have, you know, a child on a specific team and you want to buy their t-shirts, that would be a lot of help, because usually the principals at the schools are finding some money, or the parents themselves are paying for those shirts. If instead you'd rather sponsor or donate for a level, like you want us to get K-3 groups going, and you want to help provide some equipment for that, that would be awesome too. So we would love to talk to you one-on-one about that and where your interests are, and we can give you lots of different ways that to help us out financially. And as far as volunteer support, I mean, we would love for you to join our meetings. We meet twice a month, and the people that we introduced at the beginning of the show, those are most of the people who have helped out in one way or another. But that doesn't include the coaches. Like we said earlier, we had like 40 coaches last year. We had fewer coaches this year because a lot of the coaches are teachers, and they were just really concerned about getting virtual learning up and running in the fall, and they didn't want to commit to an FLL team on top of that. And I totally understand. But every year we're going to need to replace coaches. And so either helping us recruit coaches, or we're going to continue to train coaches each year. So there's lots of different ways we could use your help.
Going back through the chat to make sure that we weren't missing anything. You're also welcome to unmute at any time. We'll put our website and our Facebook page into the chat one last time in case you have not seen it or bookmarked it, of course. Not that you would check it every day, but it's a great site. Thanks to Barry and Todd for making it for us.
And while Jessica's doing that, I want to say that there are some very highly skilled technology specialists in our audience today. And I want to let you know that, yes, it'd be great if you want to coach a kindergarten team or a fourth grade team, but that advanced level where the high schoolers are using, advanced coding and building advanced robots, boy, we need a lot of help on that level. Todd definitely can do that. He's a robotics engineer, basically. That's not his title anymore, but he's done a lot with robotics. But we need people in our ranks who can coach high schoolers and help them learn the coding and engineering principles to build those robots.
Mark would like to know, how many youth, give or take, do you believe React has served during its life now?
What do you think, Jessica? You're good with numbers. Want to give a guesstimate?
So 20 teams for FLO, correct?
Yeah, we maxed out at 20, and we had about 150, 160 students last year.
Okay, so that's FLO competitive. We had about 60 to 70 kids who participated competitively through the 4-H tournaments. And that would be both the elementary and the upper level. There is some overlap though, because the 4-H competitions are designed to be complementary to FIRST competitions. So if you have a child who is 100% robotics all of the way, he or she can participate in it all year round by doing FIRST competitions in the fall and winter and 4-H competitions in the spring and summer. So there's a bit of an overlap there. And then For the third grade robotics program, we have 14 elementary schools. Most of those have an average of 2 third grades with an average of 15 to 20. We're doing some pretty hard math right now. Just sorry. Got a little crying in the background, but let's see. Can somebody else do the math so that I feel a little.
We'll get back to you. Okay?
Hundreds and hundreds, Mike said. So, we really truly work on that pyramid model though of getting as many, like all of the third graders, that introductory level where they're learning the difference between hardware and software. They're building things, they're programming things, they're testing, they're trying, they're building that resilience. And then once they are excited and enthusiastic about that, then not every third grader loves robotics as much as we do, but for the ones who do catch that bug, then they're offered the opportunity to increase their skills by coming to React Camp, which is in the summer, and we use the next level of robotic camp. So it's the same level of robot that the FLL and the 4-H Lego challenges use. So then 4th through 8th graders participate in that. So granted, that pool of all of the third graders shrinks. Not every child is obsessed with robotics, but then, but still 20 FLL teams in one county is pretty impressive. And then we take that pool of the 20 or so FLL teams of 5 kids a team, and then it shrinks further as the youth go on to high school, where the robotics is more of a commitment, and there are other opportunities that take their time and other obligations. But that should, oh, there we go. Thanks, Michelle. Hundreds and almost thousands. Yes. So we have the numbers somewhere. Unfortunately, they're just not at our fingertips right now. Yes, we do pretty well. Thanks, Mark. All right. Well, I think that is about the end of the questions. And now you all have 19 bonus minutes left in your evening. So we will stick around, but we appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming this evening, for spending your time with us. And we hope to spend more time with you at our next robotics event. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot, everybody.
I'm going to stop the recording.